feet to the door came down. It was not an equipment failure. It was a logistical officer failure. That's the problem with our government. Until we finally wise up and say, you know, I don't care if I have to vote everybody out of office every 4 years, okay? I'm going to finally, and again, this is a business approach, okay? Would you keep an employee that's substandard? Would you keep an employee that's dishonest with you? Would you keep an employee that steals from you? The answer to all those questions is no. So in our elected officials, we need to give them report cards every 4 years when they come up for election, or 2 for certain offices, and say, if you're not performing the job, you're gone. And I may have to go through 10 people, but I'm going to eventually hire the right person. The one that has a touch with reality and understands this system and the way the system works and does it appropriately with character and integrity. Until we get a grip on that and identify it for what it is, it's a leadership issue, we're never going to change anything in Scandal County. I don't care what you call this guy. And that's just the facts of life. So you can go from consolidated to functional or whatever, it does not matter. If you go down to that meeting room, whichever it is, whether it's the City Hall or County Commission, and I look up on that dais and I see the same faces up there, what have I changed? Nothing. Changed nothing. So we need to identify those people, the performers and the non-performers, and get rid of the non-performers and hire those that do. I believe in functional consolidation, by the way. Okay, when people say, well, you for consolidation, I'm for consolidation. I'm not for this full consolidation because it is not going to do what they purport to do. I can't afford it. The comm system alone is going to be $40 million for this Scandal County Sheriff. I don't have $40 million. The county doesn't have $40 million. So how do I bring that up and make it happen? The answer is I cannot. Functional consolidation. Now I've already told the city and the county that I'll sit down with them any day and talk about that. We need to talk about human resources departments. We need to talk about the permitting. Okay? We need to talk about the motor pool system. Joint training between the county and the city, where we can save money on the one training facility for the 2 of us and use an existing structure. We need to do, again, approach this the way businesses approach that. If I can outsource it, I'll outsource it. It's cheaper to do it in-house. I did that with the jail medical contract. It cost me over $6 million for the jail contract. We took that back. It was first we started with prison health systems, and it went to our health system. It was $6.3 million, and I'm doing it now for right around 3. Okay? We hired a couple of physicians and nursing staff and all that. So that was part of that $4 million that I could turn back to the county. I did that because it was a smart way of doing business, and the services passed the accreditation, so we know that we're doing what we're required to do. But you've got to make those assessments about the business.
The meeting is actually over 10 minutes ago. Anybody that needs to get to an appointment or a job, please feel free. It won't hurt anybody's feelings. But if you want to continue dialoguing with the sheriff, please stay.
Any other questions?
Thank you for your service.
Yes, sir.
How would you
We have now formed what's called the Gang Task Force. I've got 3 full-time officers assigned to the Department of Law Enforcement, has 2. And what we're doing now is we're still a lot in the intelligence gathering phase to find out exactly how large they are. We know we have at least 200 active gang members in Scandal County. When you include the hybrids and the wannabes and the affiliates, we figure the number's close to 3. And these are people that are actively engaged in gang activity. They're selling the drugs, running the prostitutes, doing the home invasions, the drive-by shootings, those sorts of things. The Florida Department of Law Enforcement has a computer program called Lincoln, which we're going to do a series of gang briefings, by the way, throughout the county. This Lincoln thing is pretty interesting. Let's say we arrest this gentleman on suspected gang activity, and we put him into the system. The Lincoln then, by a couple of good keystrokes on the computer, says we want to know all of his known associates, prior arrests, anybody that was linked to him by any crime. And a couple of these individuals that you put off, so your photo pops up on the computer screen, and then the red lines start going out, and other photos start popping up and saying, okay, he's linked to this person, this person, this person, for previous crimes. I can tell you with some of these people, quite a few of them, by the way, it starts out with some red lines, and then it becomes a spider web. And we've got a couple, it literally blanks the screen as to how they're interconnected. So the 5 full-time people that we've got, then again, we use these teams I spoke about earlier. We don't have a street crime team anymore. We still have people who do that. But we take our off-duty officers, and we can use some federal matching funds and also some state matching funds to pay them for overtime. My budget is so close right now, I don't have any overtime in my budget. So when you see officers working off-duty, either the employers are paying them, or if it's state or county affiliated, I can pay them through what's called the law enforcement training issues for narcotics. And so we take those officers, we ask for volunteers at night, and we'll have a team of anywhere between probably low of 5 and high of 12, and we'll again work those activities throughout the county, beginning with addiction in conjunction with those fights. And so we're doing what we can with what we have. Now, we're fighting a holding action. That's just being
What is the overlap between your office and the city department, and I guess specifically, who's larger about consolidation? Why don't they entertain that idea? I mean, because it seems to me at any given moment you can pass a squad car from either. Being fairly new, 5 years in the town, I just can't seem to grasp the need for the two.
Well, and again, let me be clear about consolidation. Consolidation will work. I'm originally from Missouri. Clayton County, Missouri, which is a municipality in the St. Louis area, consolidated back, I think, 1963, and they have a Clayton County Police Department. Okay? This is where politics enters into this. The city has a little over, right under 300 people assigned to the city police department. They have 2.8 officers per 1,000 residents. Okay, I have 1.7, and I cover so much more of an area. That's why the response time in the city, if you call for an officer in the city, even with their manpower numbers being down, their response time is 3 to 5 minutes. Okay, you'll have an officer at your house in 3 to 5 minutes. In the county, in some of the, especially the farther reaches of the county, my response time is 30 minutes if I'm lucky. Okay, just because I don't have the officers to get out there. And then if they get diverted on a call on the priority list that's higher than yours, then you may wait 2 hours for an officer because I just don't have the manpower. The city residents, right, this is why they broke this thing out in that new charter, they want what they call enhanced law enforcement services, enhanced fire department services. Well, they're going to pay basically to keep more officers within what used to be the confines of the city, even though we're not going to have those boundaries anymore. Okay, it's a duck. Okay, you can call it anything you want. You know, you're just kind of changing the names of things. We can consolidate and do that, but you're going to have a spread of the services. The city people don't want that. They're saying, why should I give that up? By the way, the tax base, the reason why I don't like the complete consolidation, you cannot bring a study to me that shows that it does anything for economic development, nor can you bring anything that shows me that it saves me money from the tax base. Duval County's tax base is 3 times what ours is. 3 times. Now they're consolidating. So again, to change, I need some very firm and definitive reasons that I can see on paper of previous consolidation efforts that will bring a benefit to my county. Otherwise, why would I consolidate? I'm just changing for the sake of change. That doesn't make any sense to me. It's an exercise in futility. Why am I doing it? And I'm unconvinced for that reason. Functional consolidation, I'll work with anybody that wants to do that. I don't think we need duplication of services. And you could draw in the police agencies for that. You could say, why don't we have 1 fire department and 1 law enforcement agency? I'll entertain that, but again, I'm not in the empire building. I'll tell you, I have plenty to do. Can I do it? I can do it. That's not the question. We can take them to the airport police and the city police department and make that work. The question is, should I? Why are you going to consolidate? Okay, you have a city police department that the citizens are happy with. They're not complaining about the tax rate for those. So why are you changing it? Just so you can change it? I don't see the point. Can we do it? Yes, we should do it. That's the question. Anything else? Folks, thank you very much. Thank you.